been sitting in the back, and I would like to invite her to the front. Neda, Neda, you can come to the front. Welcome. Robin, thanks so much. So, Neda is also a good friend of mine who I've known for a couple of years now. Actually, through the artistic path, we found each other. And during the years that we've been, well, not performing together anymore, I've watched her grow into somebody who really followed her own path. And on that path, spirituality is one of the key pillars in what she does. So maybe you can introduce yourself shortly for the people at home.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Neda. I am a singer, a songwriter, a voice liberator, and I work with juvenile prisoners. And yeah, for me, music is just really a tool to, yeah, a tool for expressing love, expressing the love that we truly are, and getting back in touch with that. So, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So, Neda, today I've invited you because you have something to share with us. And maybe you can explain yourself a little bit what we are going to do, and it's something that people at home can also participate in. Yeah, so maybe you can explain.
Thank you. Yeah, well, you asked me how spirituality lives for me, like what is my practice? And for me, spirituality is like an attitude towards life. I think we're all spiritual. There aren't any non-spiritual people. And for me, the way that that is expressed is really through forgiveness. And I think forgiveness that's just an ongoing daily practice.
Yeah.
And it's not the type of forgiveness that we might have learned from when we were younger, like, oh, I forgive you for doing this. It's very practical, and it sets us free. You know, it's really the key to freedom for me.
Right. Well, sometimes what I hear from people is that they have to forgive people who are not there anymore. And that kind of seems like an impossible task. And what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's beautiful that you say that, because last week I was giving a week-long workshop again in prison. And there was a boy that came to me as well, and he opened up about his past. Right. He had really strong grievances towards his dad, who just really did very terrible things to him and to his mom for a very long period of time. And he just started to cry, and he started to cry, and I could feel underneath his call for really wanting to be free and wanting to be, like, it was weighing so heavy on him. And his dad also died 3 years ago, and he told me I could never forgive my dad. It's impossible. I could never forgive my dad. And I told him that if he would leave this prison with that grievance towards his dad, he would still not be free. But that if he would find a way to release that and set himself free from those heavy burdens that he was carrying on, from the grievances from the past, that he would be free even before leaving the prison. So I did that little thing that we're going to do as well, to just go through those steps. And his eyes just changed. And the next day, he came to my class, and it was as if he was giving light. Oh, wow. He was like, oh my God, Neda, I finally see it. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I hear people that was working with him telling me, like, what happened with this boy? He's like all energy and light. Wow, and he was we wrote a song about forgiveness, and he even told me I could see now that my dad was just, his worth, he was just asking for love, and he didn't know better. And that I know that he wants me to be happy, and I know that he doesn't want me to carry this around. So it was just so beautiful to see. Amazing. But it takes big willingness. Yeah. And I think that's very important to recognize as well, that to be gentle for that process, because he was in pain so long. And I think that's where forgiveness comes in hand, because we can carry pain for a long time, but for everyone, there will come a time where you're like, is there another way? Is there a way where I can live without this pain? And then you can ask yourself the question, like, do I want to be happy or do I want to be right?
Mm.
And if you're anything like me, it's going to be first, I want to be right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then it's going to be, I want to be happy and right.
Right, 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 yeah.
But for that big willingness to really set ourselves free, we have to let go of anything we know and really come like, no, the only thing I want is to be happy. And that's when we can truly accept the gift of forgiveness.
Very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious on what you did, and I think that we just have to start with this process. So, do the people at home need like a pen and a paper? How does it work?
No, you don't need a pen and a paper. You just need big willingness.
Oh, yeah, yeah. A lot of
Just
willingness.
Big willingness. So yeah, I would just like to invite everyone, and Rajiv is so brave to go through this with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you already told a little bit about what you wanted to bring in, and Rajiv just said like we know each other for a few years, but it's been a lot of years. I mean, I was 17 when I met you, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I know that the thing you're bringing in, I know
It's an ongoing
it's
theme,
an ongoing thing. So
Yeah.
I know that for you, it's also come to a point where you're like, I want to be free of this.
Right.
Like I suffered enough.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Still want to be right though, but
still want to be right.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay too.
yeah, yeah.
It's okay. We could take a little steps. But yeah, just think of anything that triggered you. Maybe this morning. Maybe it's something very small. Maybe you wanted to grab for the granola and you find out that your boyfriend finished the last bit of granola. Whatever it is, if it triggered you, it's helpful for this practice. So just think just go through your mind and see if you can think of something that triggered you this morning, yesterday, last year, whatever. And you can share what you wanted to bring in.
So the subject, the topic that I think that needs forgiving or forgiveness is an ongoing issue with my parents. I have the idea that they sometimes not totally accept or embrace the path that I've chosen, and I sometimes really resent that because I feel in myself that you have the longing to be accepted by your parents in this case, and I feel that that's not what's happening for a long time, and that gives me anger.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, just so see if in your mind's eye you can just picture a scene. Probably you see this a lot of times in your mind, right? You see these scenes and you see what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So see if you can picture this scene, and for the people at home as well, just see in your mind, like, okay, what happened? Where am I angry? And just allow anything to come up. So even if you're at home, you can close your eyes and just allow yourself to really feel all the judgments, all those, like you say, you're having these expectations and you want them to see different or accept you for who you are. Just allow anything to come up. And now we have a little short time,
Right,
but this is a really important step, not to spiritual bypass, to say like, okay, yeah, I feel it, let's go on. And in my voice liberation workshops, I really take space to really go into this and give sound to it as well, to just use your voice and really go into the emotions and just, give it some space without any judgment. So, yeah.
So do you mean that I need to envision like a specific moment that this occurred?
Yeah, so
Is
just
that
check
idea?
for yourself, like, okay, is there a moment where they, for instance, they told you,
Can I have
want
like
you
10?
to do, you can have 10.
Yeah, okay.
Just pick one moment where you see like, okay, yeah, they told me that, you're not on the right path or whatever it was. And just see
Okay.
like, okay, what are the feelings that you're having in that moment?
Okay, I got one.
Yeah, okay, so just take a moment to just feel it. Feel the judgments towards yourself, towards them. Images about the past, about how this has happened already many times. Maybe images also about the future, how you're sure that this will happen again. And just really allow everything to just come up. Just look at it, observe. And if you want, you can let out some big breaths.
Yeah, Robin taught me that one.
Yeah, some big exhales. Okay, and then we go a little step deeper. Because we're never upset for the reason we think. So underneath that trigger of something that your parents are telling you or saying or doing, there is a belief. There is a belief about yourself or about the world, a belief that is not true and a belief that is very painful. So you can look under in that scene. You can go under it and see, okay, what is it in this moment actually that I'm believing about myself? What are my parents proving to me?
So how do you mean? I don't understand that one.
So in that scene, if you see, I don't know what scene you're seeing. I don't know if you want to say something about it.
Yeah, well, there was a particular moment where my mom told my girlfriend that told her that she really knows that I want to have kids, and if she doesn't provide kids, I will leave her. But that wasn't true. So it was a way for her to make that perfect image. And she did that by bypassing me and just saying, that's what he wants. He will never tell you, but that's what he wants. So for me, that's like a straight up lie to achieve a certain goal that she has in her mind. So yeah.
So I can imagine it raises lots of anger.
Yeah, yeah.
and
So
like,
I was in.
how can
Actually,
you
I
do
was.
this?
Yeah,
How can you-
I wasn't in the country, but if I was, then I would have stormed to her
Yeah.
place and raised hell, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Why I
Yeah.
didn't?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't. But else I would have.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but you did though in your mind. You
Yeah,
did
yeah,
many
yeah.
times, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Like
and
I didn't
every
have.
time you did it, did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
feel good?
Well, I saw like 12 demons instead of
Right,
6.
right.
You know.
So
yeah.
we do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Even
yeah.
though you were
Right.
abroad, you were doing that.
Mhm.
You were storming in, and you were telling her off, and
Yeah.
that she wasn't in the right place to do that, and all
Right.
of those things.
Yeah.
So it's not that you could never have that conversation with your mom, but it's about your peace. That's first and foremost. You want to have peace.
Right.
We want to be free, no matter what anyone else is doing.
Right.
So that's what it's about. So if you go deeper, I was asking, like, what is the belief? So if you see your mom telling that to your girlfriend, what do you believe that says about you? What is your mom actually proving by saying that?
Well,
I
that she's
am-
that she's. What does
I
it say about
am-
me?
Yeah, I am in her eyes.
So what does she think about me?
Yeah.
That I am not fulfilling that perfect image that she has.
Right. So what does that mean? That you are
Incomplete.
incomplete?
Yeah.
What else?
Not not happy. She feels that if I don't have this, because I know that she wants the best for me, right?
Mhm.
And I know that she's not there to be evil or something. It's not about that.
Mhm.
She really thinks that this is a step which will make me happier.
Right.
So I understand that.
Right.
I just don't agree with the way that she wants to achieve that.
Right. Right. But that's again all mental. Like we understand, and we
Mhm.
can go there and we understand it.
Yeah.
But it still hurts because there's
Yeah.
a painful belief underneath it. And if I'm hearing you, maybe you can see if this resonates with you. I'm hearing that underneath it, there's this belief of that you're not good enough right now.
Yeah.
Can you feel that?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, so that is a very painful belief.
Right.
And that is like a wound that your mom is throwing salt in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that she's going to your girlfriend and saying those things that it's hurting. It's a trigger for that wound of not believing that you are good enough.
Right.
Because you've unconsciously learned from your parents that you are not good enough the
Right.
way you are.
Yeah, that
So-
really resonates with me. Yeah.
Okay, so every time she does something like this, that wound is being opened up again.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the core of the pain. And if we give love to that, this is what forgiveness is about, uncovering that wound and seeing like, but that's not true. So your mom is actually playing the perfect part to show you that this is what you're believing, that you are not good enough. But you are. You are a perfect child of God. You are innocent. You're complete. You're whole. And so the moment that that is healed, we don't need those reflections anymore. You might see that your mom changes, or you might see that she still does that, but it doesn't
affect you
do
that
anything
much,
anymore.
right.
So
what would be like something that the people at home also they are uncovering themselves
sorry,
as well?
I forgot about you guys for a moment.
So yeah, so what can they do, like a thing that they can do to start healing this thing?
Right.
And after that we have to go to the next part.
So the moment you discover this, like, oh, I'm actually angry because it triggers the belief that I'm not good enough, or I'm actually so sad because it triggers the belief that I have to do everything alone. You can really see yourself surrendering this in meditation. Maybe somebody has a symbol for the Holy Spirit, or like a love or a light or whatever, but you can see yourself surrendering this belief and asking for correction, because that's what it is. It's not true. None of these painful beliefs are true, because the truth is that we're perfect love, and that we're innocent. And then you can see that whatever it is that you wished your mother would have done, go to you or not say those things, is only because in that way, that belief would be covered.
Right.
If she would do the thing, if she would behave in a way that you want, that belief wouldn't get triggered.
Right.
But actually, you want to heal. So in a way, it's also good that a belief gets triggered. But again, with gentleness and big willingness, because we can't go like, oh yeah, it's all fine, it's all okay. It takes amazing courage and bravery to sit and to go on that mat and to actually go within and say like, okay, how can I set myself free from this?
Yeah.
And walk out those prison doors.
Yeah, unshackled.
Yeah.
I think we can talk about this on and on for hours, but I really and we're gonna do that after the camera shuts down. But I wanna thank you for this session, and I think it's a very useful tool to see what's behind the thought patterns, what's underneath it, and I hope the people at home can also see the value of it and do this kind of work for themselves, because you can do it also by yourself, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So maybe we can go to if there are any questions, and if there aren't, no. Well, Julie is waving like, no, there are no questions. Well, that's okay. The guys in the back, do you have any questions? And no is also an answer. No. Okay, we're gonna do that later on. So before we're gonna go to our next guest, I also want to ask you to share some of your art with the people at home, and I think you prepared something.
Yes, I did. Yeah, so you just asked me what to do with that belief. So I'll sing a song, and while I'm singing, you can also really imagine yourself just surrendering that belief, and you can ask for, I want this to be healed. Okay. I want to know who I truly am. I know I am good enough, but I still believe that I'm not, and help me correct this. So the song I'm going to sing, a little piece from, is named The Light Has Come, and it's from my album, also named The Light Has Come. I brought you a copy, because I know you didn't have one yet.
Oh, nice.
And it's also about forgiveness. So if you want, you can close your eyes or not, and just, see if you can surrender this belief to something greater than you. Someone that a symbol that knows that you are good enough.
Okay.
Yeah. The light has come. You are here. And you can heal.
are safe, and you can say the light has come, you're at peace, and wherever you go, you bring peace. So the light has come, the light has come. I have forgiven the world. The light has come. The light has come. I have forgiven the world.
Thanks. Whoa. Thanks so much. I really went there. I really went there. Thank you for this talk. Really appreciate you.